A very good afternoon, dear faculty members. I request please inform your colleagues or friends to join the session as we are in last day of the particular program. So I request please everyone to join the session. We are starting in 5 minutes. I think we'll start at 3:10 because we have very less participant. So I request please everyone inform your friends or colleagues to join the session as soon as possible.
Shushmita, do you want to take the time and talk about certification and attendance and other concepts before we start?
No, mom, that's okay. I'll just take in last 5 or 10 minutes.
No, please, you should, I think you should brief everyone because some of them think there will be a test and all, right?
Okay. No, actually, I'll inform them in the last one because we have only 50 participants. So in the last, at least a few will be there. About the certificate, I'll let them know. So today, which in the faculty development program, we
Actually,
don't.
I think we have scheduled this class during Holi because post Holi, we've not seen much of attendance.
But we used to share the links in all the groups, ma'am. All the faculties group, we have shared the links.
Okay. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is the reason why we are not having too many participants.
ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೆಂಗೈತೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೆಂಗೈತೆ ಇ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ఉంది நான் வாங்கிட்டேன்னு சொல்லி இ கார்டு டெலிவரி ஒன் டைம் பாஸ்வேர்ட் கூட கொடுத்தேன்
Okay, shall we start the session, Sushmita?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, you can
Okay.
start.
So yesterday, I think there was a popular demand that we wanted to make a translator, correct? That faculty member here who wanted this language translation to be done. Are you there? Hello. So you can see here, everyone, I'm first going to show the demo of this particular code. So you can see that I have created a Indian language translator. So there is also UK English. Along with that, we have got some Indian languages. So let's write some text. Okay. So let's select some language. Okay. So you can see here, we have put this. I have created a simple script and added that to the menu. So everyone, can you see that it is doing translation? So this was a request from your end. So would you want the code to this particular app, everyone? So those who are interested, can you please raise your hands because I forgot who exactly asked for it. Okay, only one person wants the code, is it? Who had asked for it actually yesterday? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to go about doing the code, right? So you go here, app script. Okay. So for this, we are not even going to use API because Google itself provides a service for translation. So we are using Google and mapping it, and we are doing translation. Okay. So we are doing a simple translation. Wonder who was. Okay, fine. So I'm just putting this as a file and I'm just sharing it. Okay, I've already. So pardon me. Okay, so this is the script. So what you need to do is, first is go to your Google Sheets. In Google Sheet, you can write in English or you can choose a language. So I think there are some languages I've not included here. So you also get Gujarati, Marathi, Sanskrit, and Odia. Okay, so 3-4 languages are not included. So you can basically put all these languages here and we will get the translated output here. So you have to basically create a file like this. Okay. So you have to put the columns. Once you do that, you can basically go and paste. So what you have to do, you have to go to extensions, app script. In app script, you have to paste the code. Okay. So once you paste the code, you have to do auto save. Okay. And you have to basically, you will get this here. So you can see There are basically so many functions we've written. So those functions will be shown here. Okay. So we basically have to select on open and we have to run it. So what this is doing, so can you see it is creating a menu translator, correct? So you can see that in menu that is called as a translator. And now going forward, you can just click on translate sheet. So you will find that it will keep translating. Okay. Select some language. Okay. So now you can see, I'll click this. So it is not about how good is this translation. Okay. Obviously, I think the vocabulary of the machine might not be comparable to a native speaker of that language, but you can see that it is doing a pretty good translation. So since you can see that this does not use any LLM, so I would want all of you to try this. Yes? So please try this code. It should be simple and it will give you all the confidence that you need. So you can see there is no API key in this. There is no LLM required. We are using the Google service only. So how many of you are trying this? Can you please raise your hands? So the first step is you have to create a Google Sheet. Put these three headers, which I have put in yellow. Okay. So create a sheet like this. Write some text here. Okay. And you can basically go to this code which I have given, right? You can see that these are the different languages. So you can paste this. How do you get this as a drop-down sheet? So you basically click this, go to data, and you select data validation. Okay. So once you come to data validation, you can see that I can add a rule. So add a rule, you can put these options. Okay. So you can write English, Tamil, Telugu, whatever language you want. Okay. Am I clear? So once you do it, you can paste that cell, you will get this drop down. Okay. Is this clear? What to do in Google Sheets? Is this clear? People who understood, please raise your hands. Can you please raise your hands? Those who are clear on this? Yes. What about others? Can you please complete this and let me know? Is this done, everyone? Have you completed this? How many of you are working on this? Can you please raise your hands? Okay, who else? Okay. So is this done? Is the Google Sheets done? So for people who have just joined, we have created this Excel by popular demand. Yesterday, we got a request to create this automatic translator, right? So if you write something in English, we want it in Indian languages. This was the request, right? So please understand, this will only translate from English to Indian languages. It will not work the other way around, okay? So what we have done, we have taken the Excel sheet and we have put English input, okay? So you can choose your language and you'll get the translated output, okay? So you can see we have got all of this. Now we have, you can select from this drop down, okay, what language to select. So let's say select some language. So how do we do this? We basically will have to select here. Then you go to data, do data validation. So once you select data validation, you can see that there are some rules here. You can select the criteria as a drop down, okay? And you can keep on adding some options. Clear? So you can keep on adding options. Okay, so have you completed this Excel sheet bit? Everyone done? Can you please confirm? Is this done, everyone? Yes? Now you go to extension, go to app script. I have given you the script, right? Just copy this, copy and paste that script here, okay? Then you will have to press save project, okay? Then you select here on open and you have to do run, okay? Once this is done, come back to the sheet. You will get on the menu a new menu and you can see it has got translate sheet, right? So if you click it, now the translations will happen. So let's see how this works. So this will work even which when some of the sheets are only filled. So let's try it out. So you can see that all the sheets, all the input which is there in rows A will be translated to row C. So can you please confirm if it's working for you? If you need any help, please put it on. So if you need any help, please put it on chat window. So how many of you are done with the front end of the sheet? How many of you are done with the whole project? Please raise your hands. Is this done? Are you getting this output, everyone? How many of you are already getting this output? Can you please raise your hand? Chaitali, did you complete it? Shall we move to the next example? Can you please put on chat or raise your hands if you want to move on to the next example or the next demo? So how many of you have completed? Raise your hands. Anand, Anuradha, Aparna, Archana, Asha, Bharati, Panindra, Sai Pavan, Chaitali, Chandini, Dakshayani, Dinesh, Padma, Nagaveni, Ishwar, Farah, Jnaneshri, Gaurama, Kalpana. None of you are actually giving me any input. Shall I move to the next demo? This is clear to everyone. It's working for everyone. Yes or no? Hello? Sushmita, can you please help because there's no interaction or response at all today?
I'll just give them an access. I think they have an access to unmute themselves. They can unmute and speak.
No, but today there is literally no interaction. Even yesterday there was people who were at least, following and responding and asking for queries and errors, posting the errors.
Dear faculty members, I request please, like if you have any query or kindly respond to the trainer. You can just unmute yourself. You all have an access to unmute.
Okay, so let's go to the second demo. So day before yesterday, if you remember, I had written this paper, right? I had written this paper basically using ChatGPT, if you remember. Okay, so now we are going to create an evaluation format. Okay, so rather than using ChatGPT, we are going to create an app that will access ChatGPT and it will give me the AI proposal evaluation. Okay, so suppose your student has submitted this proposal. So we're going to do a demo of how this particular ChatGPT will give you. So you can see this proposal ends here. ChatGPT has actually provided me a proposal evaluation. So you can see that I have got proposal summary, AI content. You can see that AI content is apparently around 40%. Plagiarism, you can see it is low, 15%. Rubric score, you can see problem definition is 8 on 10. Literature review is 7 on 10. Methodology is 5 on 10. Innovation is 6 on 10. Strengths, you can see there's a clear articulation. There is an identification of actionable research gaps. Weakness, review methodology is underspecified. So you can see that it looks like someone has actually read the whole thing and giving inputs, right? So what are the next steps? Suggestions, specify and report a transparent review protocol. Consider Prisma style documentation. Update and broaden citations. Include summary tables of datasets, tasks, and key performance and fairness metrics. Next steps, develop and register a clear review protocol, perform a systematic scoping search, produce evidence table mapping methods to validation levels and dataset characteristics. Next step, propose concrete evaluation framework. So does it read like a professor is giving inputs, or do you think this is very this is not accurate? What do you think, everyone? So if you want, we can take another paper. Do any of you have any paper or some rough paper or something like that with you? No? Let me try to access it. Okay, so let's just remove this evaluation and we will see whether it works. So even if this, so you can see this is the paper. So let's just save it. Okay. Now we can see, I'm going to do evaluate proposal. You can see it's running a script. So you can see it's finished. So let's see what is the input it's giving now. So can you see it has created a new AI proposal evaluation. So consigns, you can see that it's now 20% is AI assisted. Plagiarism risk is low to moderate. Rubric score you can see is almost the same. Can you see the outputs are almost similar, but the language has changed. So do you think this is a good agent? How many of you think this is a useful agent? Raise your hands. Hello? Okay, so I'm going to share the code for this. So this is the code that we have used here. Okay. Yeah, Ashwini, you're asking something? You can unmute yourself and you can use the mic or you can put it on chat. Okay. So what we will do, basically, we go to again the same logic, extensions, go to app script. So you can see that the same script is available here. So the idea is, you can see I have put my code, sorry, the API key. So you have to put your API key. I've used my ChatGPT key. Okay. So you can see I have copied the same code here. Yes. So you can see that we have put the temperature as 1. So what does this mean? It means that this particular agent will be very creative. Okay. It will not be very logical and it will not restrict its usage to some words only. It will be pretty creative. Okay. So the only thing is you have to add your API code. So once you are added here, again you have to select on open and you say run. Okay. And save the code first. Then you select on open. So what is there in on open? It basically adds this particular menu. And then if you click that proposal, evaluate proposal, right? Menu item. So you will see that it will give you its own evaluation. You can change the, so if anyone has any other paper or rough copy of a paper, please send it to me. We can check whether it's working on that also. So now you can see. So you can see it's around 35 to 45% AI generated. You can see there is a moderate plagiarism risk. You can see this is the rubric scores. So what is very interesting is you can see the rubric scores are always the same. So it's not like it is always going out of the way. You can see strength, weakness, suggestions, and next steps. Yeah, tell me. So I will give you a couple of minutes to accomplish this demo. Then we will move to another topic called as Agentic AI and how we can create Agentic AI. Are you finding these demos useful? Or do you want more theory? Because there is no participation, so I do not know what is happening. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Kindly try to run this particular demo. If anyone gets any error or you're getting an output, please share it on the chat box. Then we will move to our Agentic AI update. Okay, so we will basically explain to you what is ChatGPT, how the agents we have created works. Then we will understand Agentic AI and see one demo. Okay. how many of you got this running? How many of you got this menu? How many of you got the output? Can you please raise your hands? Very good. So you got the complete output. Okay, I think you don't have a paper, right? You can take any paper from the net and you can check this. You can just paste it on your sheet, on your docs. Do you want this document? Maybe we can test it on another document. So this new document, if you see, you will not get this, right? So we have to paste, if at all you get a paper or a research report inside this document where we have put an extension, that is the script, and we have got this menu item. Maybe we look for some paper. Let's select some paper. Okay, so maybe you can just, if you have a paper submission or something, just paste it here. Just paste it on this particular sheet and you can do this. Okay, so it's 3:55 now. We will take a break for 10 minutes. So when we come back, we will see the concepts of how agents work. We will contrast it with agentic AI and we'll see one demo for agentic AI. Okay. In case you have any query or you're getting an error message, you can use the break time and message me. Okay. Okay, so we'll do some concepts now. So let's understand. So whenever you are using your ChatGPT, correct? What is it? It is called as an AI assistant. Why it's called as an AI assistant? So whenever you are using a ChatGPT or you are using the Gemini or Perplexity app, what happens? You have to put prompts, correct? You have to press enter. That particular app, the ChatGPT app or Perplexity app or Grok app or whichever app it is, it gives you some output or image or code. Now you have to use this particular output, correct? So you can see that it is like you go ask, it gives you something, you have to work around it. So this kind of platform or an app is called as an AI assistant. So if you are using a chat GPT, correct, you cannot automate anything, correct? Am I making sense? There is no automation in this because you basically will be interacting. You can change prompts. So slowly we have to move from AI assistant to AI agent. So we have seen till now around 5-6 demos, correct? Yesterday and today, we have created a number of apps or app scripts, correct? What is it? So here what we are doing automation and intelligent automation. Now, when does these intelligent automations go and call LLM? Basically, we are pressing either a menu button or a push button, or we are running it, correct? This is almost like running a script. So here you can see that to a level, when the conditions are met, this works. If the conditions are not met, it will not work. So these are called as rule-based systems. So you can see that we have created a lot of AI agent in the past 2 days. So if I want to draw an analogy, right? AI assistant is like when you are using a worksheet, an Excel. Now AI agent is when you are creating a script, correct? So you are using a script or you are basically using code or a macro. So that is an AI agent. Am I making sense? Everyone, is it clear? What is an AI agent? Yes? Is the difference between an AI assistant and AI agent clear? Is it clear to everyone? So definitely when you are improving your prompt, you makes your AI agent sound more intelligent. Why? Because you can basically control the tokens that are processed, you can control the outputs, you can give examples, you can make it sound more intelligent. How many of you have understood the concept? Please raise your hands. Is the difference between an AI assistant and an AI agent clear? If it's clear, do raise your hands. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's come to the new buzzword in the world, which is called agentic AI. So what is agentic AI? So imagine, suppose you are going and you are using an automated car. What is happening nowadays? It is possible for you to just take your phone near the car and it will open. Then you can get a display on your phone saying that please set the destination or something. Okay, so you can either set everything and keep the phone on the dashboard like a Tesla car. It will start going, right? It will automatically drive. So an agentic AI is like that. So although Tesla cars are not yet for common use, you find that agentic AI has nowadays become very common in corporate life, and it is automating everything. So what is the difference between AI agent and agentic AI? AI agent, we just have one agent, right? So you can see that we have created one agent which is going to uh, uh, write a review. We can have another agent which basically translated. We had another agent which basically was creating a quiz. We had another agent which was creating a lesson plan. Now, an agentic AI is someone which is going to do all of this depending on your need. Am I making sense? That is agentic AI. So, in an agentic AI, it is a complete system which will be always on. You provide goals, you give some reasoning ability to the agent. So they are not going to use simply ChatGPT to create tokens using examples only. They will be using COT kind of logic. So there will be a chain of thought. They can reason out and they can give you answers. Okay. So it does not have one model. It might have many models. And what it will do, it is not going to be simply based on rules. So there would be like a brain of this agentic system, which is going to call different agents to do different things, either sequentially or need based. So think about nowadays you go to take your IIT exams or you have these Proctor online exams. What happens whenever students are taking these automated MCQs on Proctor? So proctoring software. So you find that the software has the camera on, it has the mic on. So any kind of noise, any kind of eye movement, gaze away from the screen automatically, and suppose different tabs are open, it automatically senses. So it is simultaneously or consequently monitoring many things, correct? At the same time, suppose you get one question down or wrong, it does not mean that the software ends. What does it do? It will give you another question which might be of similar difficulty or easier, right? Similarly, you will find that nowadays in LMS also, there are some platforms where you have to complete these videos. You have to complete watching the videos. There will be a quiz after that. If you are able to answer the quiz questions in a given point in time and you get at least 90% correct, only then you can go and see the next lesson. Otherwise, you have to redo this lesson, correct? So these kind of, so in that particular course, what are the different things? There is a agent which is listening to the video, the speed in which you're watching it. There is another agent which is evaluating your quiz. So together it is then giving you access either to the next lesson or it says that please redo this lesson, correct? This is an agentic AI. It is running on its own. It is goal driven. What is the goal here? That you need to be thorough in this lesson for you to progress in the course. So it is very, very adaptive. It is dynamic. It might learn in the process. It might have certain elements or agents which can learn based on your preferences, your usage. So what will be the role of anyone who's mastering or creating the system? You have to create roles, right? You have to create goals, roles for different agent. You will basically say that how it is going to work with each other, whether they will have interaction, whether they are going to work cohesively or they will work sequentially. or in tandem, right? What will be the reasoning? How much time memory every agent is going to take? Should all the agent be aware or only some agent will be activated? So this is called as agentic AI. Am I making sense, everyone? Is it clear? What is agentic AI? Is it clear? Okay, so now let's look at a use case to explain the difference between an AI assistant, agentic AI, and agent. Okay, suppose you want to grade homework submissions which is provided to you. Okay, so how I will do using AI agent? So when I use an AI assistant, what I will do, I will basically use maybe Grammarly and I will check whether the language is good, whether it is AI generated. I can go to a particular software called Turnitin Feedback Studio, which will check whether there is plagiarism. It will check whether there is copying among the students. So I can download the report from there. Okay. Now I will provide the student these results. So can you see how important the person who is doing a routine job? He is taking the assignments or the submissions. He's uploading it in one software, getting results. Then he's uploading this in another software, getting results. He's collating it. He's giving the student results, right? Maybe he's going to then go to either the Google Classroom or Microsoft Class, and he's actually going to update. So you can see that here I have got so many software, but the role of the teacher is very, very critical because he has to basically coordinate. There is no genie here. You only have different software. It could be Copilot, ChatGPT, Grammarly, okay, Turnitin. He is going to do everything. So this is how a AI assistant works. And this is how, when you are using the prompt window or the apps window, this is how you are going to work. You will work yourself, right? Suppose there are 200 students, you have to repeat this process 200 times. So is AI assistant the most efficient way to do this? No. Why? Because the role of a person who is doing it is actually degraded in this whole process, right? Now let's look at an AI agent. So yesterday and today we have created some 6 agents. How they are different? So in an AI agent, what happens? I have a code. I have one particular code. Let's say I am having this code to automate the process. So what all does it automate? If you are able to give inputs, it automatically checks. It then sends the data to ChatGPT or to Gemini. It gets the response and it gives you the results, right? Similarly, in this assignment, students are uploading it in the portal. Then what happens? You can have any of these software which is installed in your LMS. It automatically will monitor submissions. It is going to either accept or it will reject the submissions depend on time. It is possible that it is going to auto grade also. Suppose let's say it is a quiz form. Automatically you can basically have marking and the results will be provided. You will also, the teacher will also get the average scores, which are the questions that are constantly wrong. So you can get these kind of inputs. So this is how an AI agent handles this requirement. You can see that I have got 2 different agents. They will all work one after the other, correct? But there is still less cohesiveness. Proctor agent is only monitoring and enforcing the timelines or the deadlines, whereas the grade scope is going to only grade the submissions, right? So it is not working on its own. Different parts are automating it. So what happens if the proctor agent is not able to get submissions? Grade scope will not work, right? So you can see there's a simple rule system. So if first step happens, second step happens, third step. So this is how you can activate these agents. You can see that there is no coordination, there is no intelligence in this. Okay, we have created a number of agents in the past 2 days, right? Now, if this was an agentic AI, then what will happen? So you will have an LMS agent, which is having different other agents. So once a particular test has been announced, what will happen? You automatically go, you enforce the rules. So if there are students who are not giving you submissions, you automatically send emails. Okay, you send warnings. Okay, suppose the submission is done, automatically you will look at the word count, you will give them an email saying that this is submitted, then it might get graded, you might check for plagiarism, you might do everything sequentially on its own. Let's say that the student has got a particular grade, then this LMS on its own is going to email the student. The student need not log in, he will get it in his email or on its app. And it might also give him that these are your plus points, these are the areas of improvement. Okay, and if you are going to do this kind of performance, what are the different scoring that you might be able to get. So you can see that agentic AI is much more cohesive. It is working on its own. Is it clear? Making sense? How many of you have understood agentic AI now? Is the concept of agentic AI clear? Anyone having questions or queries? Okay. So let's understand. So to create an agentic AI, you have to define what is called as the workflow. Okay. What is the workflow? You have to understand that what are the elements of this particular task, which of this I have to create as an agent, which are the tasks where I have to organize it or sequence these particular updates. Okay. So for example, let's say you have a meeting assistant agent. What will be the workflow of this agent? Suppose you have a meeting assistant agent, so you have to add them to a meeting. So in the Zoom meeting also, it is possible for you to add a note taker. So Zoom itself gives you some of these apps. You can also have some other apps, correct? So you can add them. So once you add them, what will happen? It is going to transcribe the complete meeting. So it will write down in words everything. It can extract key points. It can create a minutes of meeting, right? And it can provide me that as a Word file or as an input on an app. Or it can send an email, correct? So can you see that every step has to be defined? Am I making sense? So you can find that someone has to add you to the meeting, right? So that perhaps has to be done by the user. Okay. Then what happens? It needs to have access to the mic or the meeting. So it basically is going to transcribe it. So it needs to have these set of instructions or rights. Then it should be able to convert voice to text. Then there perhaps should be some access to an LLM. So you can actually write a summary, you can get action points, you can take positives, negatives. Then you can format this, right? Then you can send an email. So can you see what are the different steps? Everyone? So if I have to convert this into agents, how many agents I might have, guys? I might have maybe 2-3 agents, right? So there will be an agent which is transcribing, another agent which is actually going to make it into a prompt and send it to a LLM, right? Then another agent which will get the results from the LLM and send an email. You can see there are at least 3 agents in this. So let's practice this. I'll give you another case study. Suppose this is the thing, okay? There is a coaching agent. So let's say you're an executive coach, AI based executive coach. So what will be the workflow? So everyone, can you please either use your mic or use the chat window and tell me what will be the steps that someone should do here? What will be the first task of a coaching agent? What will be task number 1? Is it introduction or basically there needs to be some kind of connect, no? So between the agent and the, yes, let's say we can call it introduction, correct. Then what is the second task? So first task is, let's say, introduction. Okay. What will be the second task in this? Anyone else? Will you highlight the important issues or you have to listen to the other person? So for coaching, you have to hear, right? First, you have to basically listen to the other person, correct? After you have listened, probably you'll have to transcribe, and from there you are going to highlight the key issue, right? So you can see, that it could be a chat bot. This coaching agent could be a chat bot, right? Or it could be a audio bot or a video bot, can be any kind of bot, right? So the only thing is the user has to go and request for a meeting. So once the meeting is fixed, it's possible that the user will talk, okay? And the coaching agent needs to offer reflective prompts, which will encourage the user to talk. Now, the coaching agent, it will also have another agent to help it transcribe the whole input from the user, okay? Along with the reflective prompts which were asked by the other agent, right? Then it can actually summarize it. It can basically give a rating to the conversation. It can say what are the plus points, what are the areas of improvement, right? And it can basically schedule the next meeting. Am I making sense, everyone? How a coaching agent will work? So if you look at this workflow, so I'm identifying every small detail here so that I will then convert this into either one agent or many agents. Am I making sense, everyone? Is it clear? So let's look at another example. Okay, so I want you guys to now tell me what will be the workflow for this campus administration assistant. So I'm going to go on mute. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. You will have to put on the chat window or you can use your mic and tell me what will be the workflow. Can you please define the workflow, everyone? How will you log in, guys? So what will be a trigger for the login? So you can have a location base. So have you seen your phone? There is a ability of the phone to track where you are. So once you enter a particular location, yes. So it's possible that maybe if you are in a campus, the everyday morning as you enter the campus, immediately in your phone, it will open your website for attendance. Okay. Another agent can open your calendar. Okay. The third agent can actually give you notification of the classes as well as the classrooms. Am I making sense, everyone? So we can have something like this. So you can see you can have a detect data campus entry based on GPS and time. Open the attendance portal. Okay. You can schedule a notification for the next class. 15 minutes ahead, you will get a notification. Okay. You can get all the research notes from Google Documents on that particular time. It will open. Okay. Then you can also go to your task and you will say that if the class is completed, you can say completed, right? Am I making sense? Is this making sense to you? Yes. So think about, so nothing you have to do. You have to think about what are the routine jobs that you are doing once you enter the campus, write it down. Now you have to think whether can I automate this? Is there any technology or code which can automate this? Am I making sense? Okay. So we are going to do one small demo of a research and summarize agent. So you can see that we have been creating so many research related automations. So this is one of them. So in this, what is the task? So you get a user topic. Based on the topic, you do research papers, searching. So based on the research papers, you store the result temporarily and you summarize the result and you basically return the summary to the user. So you can see research and summarize. So this can be on an idea, it can be on a title. Okay. So I'm going to share the output screen first. So you can see here what we have done here. Okay. So you can see that I have put a topic. So automatically you can see that it is giving me a summary, right? So you can see that there is this AI use in political campaigns. You can see there are a lot of research papers which are there. So you can see that we have taken the top 5 papers and we have just given the title. What is the key finding? Okay. What is the significance? Okay. So this is the kind of output we will do. So how we can create this? We are going to create this using a particular software called as Make. So I'm going to show you how each of this task is going to convert into a agentic AI. So let's share the screen. So you can see this, guys. So this is an research summary agent. You can see this. It's got these components. So let's understand how these components will work together to get that output. So obviously, first thing I have to do is I have to open a Google document, do a Google worksheet, which is going to have the title, okay, the date, and the status. These three things I need. Okay. So I need that particular Google sheet to be injected. So you can see that I am giving all my credentials in this. Okay. So you can see that it is going to ingest data from that worksheet. I'm connecting it like this. Then I am going to go to a website and I'm going to get all the inputs. Yes. So I'm going to this API openlx.org and I'm going to search for all research work based on the topics that I have ingested. Now, what I will do, I am going to basically get all the inputs. Then I'll put it in an array. Okay. Then what I will do, you can see I am putting this array into these different components. Then I send it to ChatGPT. You can see this ChatGPT. I'm doing my connection here. So basically I put my key and you can see I have put my prompt here. Yes. So your prompt will come here. Then finally, whatever output I am getting, I am writing it back to the Google Sheet. Can you see this? So you can see that there are software like this which are available. So for you also to create this kind of system, you have to go to make.com. Okay. So in make.com, you can basically sign up. You get a lot of credits. But you need to have your API key for either ChatGPT or for Gemini. Okay. So just like we were creating one small code, here you can see there are a number of tasks which we are automating it using Make. Now here you can see what is happening. So you can see how this is going to flow. So I get data from Google. I search for Met and get all the topics. You can see that I am arranging all the topics like this. Then I basically put it in terms of the text, the title which I have to search. I basically take that. I send it to ChatGPT. Correct? All the titles which I have got, I'm sending it to ChatGPT. Then I'm writing a summary of the paper which I have got from the website. I am also going to rate it. Then the final output, I will send it to Google. Now, what is happening? If you go to Google Sheets, you can see that I am getting nicely the top 5 topics of relevance. You can see here. So you can see it is giving me the title, the finding, what is the date of publication, and what is the significance. So this output is based on my prompt. Okay. Is this clear, guys? How this is working and how this is agentic AI? Is it clear? So my goal was to just show you this particular platform because suppose you hate writing scripts, you can use an account in Make. And based on that, you can actually, you just need to know how to write a prompt. Okay. And based on this, you can create either agents or agentic AI. Is it clear, everyone? So what is the most important component for doing this? You need to create a workflow. Workflow is what? You list the task one after the other. and you are basically going to understand the whole process. Am I making sense, everyone? Is it clear? So are the concepts of how you can use a ChatGPT or a Gemini and automate your work using prompts either directly on the AI assistant portal or on via different scripts. Is it clear to everyone? So are there participants here who are going to use this in your daily life? Are you planning to create some apps or some scripts which will make your life easier? Okay, that is great. So I have already shared the scripts with you. I have also showed you step by step how to basically create these different agents. If you have a login to our portal, you can also see step by step how to go about doing it. So you can use this and create your own agents. Okay. So with this, we will end the session. I hope that in the past 5 days, I have been able to open your eyes to what is possible using ChatGPT or Gemini and how you can automate and simplify repetitive tasks in your life using these systems. So with this, we will end the session. So Shushmita, do you want to take over?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. For 10 minutes, I'll just take over. And kindly share the materials, ma'am, which we wanted to upload in LMS, where the faculties can weave all the recordings and materials. So I request please share the materials with me. I'll just upload it to LMS.
Sushmita ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, last one FDP we have conduct no quantum computing. On
Yeah,
that
correct.
still I have not received any certificate, ma'am.
Ma'am, we already issued all the certificate. So I request please drop a mail to edl@xlr.com. We'll just check your the whatever the criteria. We'll just check and update you, ma'am.
Please. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, so as today is the last day for this particular program, so I would really like to thank the Narani ma'am for all the wonderful session of all this 5 days and also a very informative. Thank you so much, Narani. And we'll definitely be in touch with you for next upcoming STP or FTPs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And all the best. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, so dear faculty members, about the certificate. So yeah, as I informed, if you have not got the previous attendance, which is already issued, kindly check your mail. If you are still not got and you have marked your attendance for all the 5 days, we request you to drop a mail to edl@xlr.com. We'll just check the records and we'll update. And about the LMS, so LMS in like I think you all have received the LMS access. So like all the recordings materials which is already uploaded in LMS, I request please go through the recordings. If any concern or anything, you can just go through all the 5 days of recordings. And some are asking for yesterday's or previous days attendance link, which can't be shared as we informed in the earliest. Attendance link will be active only for 1 hour, that is from 4:30 to 5:30. So yesterday's attendance link can't be shared. Okay, I'll just take a questions in a few minutes. So the main thing which I wanted to tell you all, the certificate we are going to issue within 10 to 15 working days to your registered mail ID. So if you secured above 60% or 60% of attendance, you will all get the certificate. So I request please be wait for 10 to 15 days. And as we informed, this is the faculty development program. So the students won't receive the certificate. The students can attend the sessions for their knowledge purpose, but the students won't receive any certificate. If they are eligible or if they are not eligible, the students won't get the certificates. And if any query related to certificate or anything, you can just drop a mail to edl@xlr.com. I'm just dropping a mail ID on chat. That is edl@xlr.com. Okay, there are some questions which I can address now. I have missed the day 2 of attendance. That would be fine. If you have missed to mark 1 day of attendance, no issues. So, as I told, I'm so sorry I could not share the previous day's attendance link. Is there any time limit for LMS portal? Is like 1 year you can access the LMS? Complete 1 year you can go through with the videos or the materials, anything. Only 1 day we have received the mail, but after that there is no mail. Yeah, so the first day of the session, we will share the Zoom link and YouTube link to your register mail ID. From the second day, which we have gave the LMS walkthrough. So you have to join the sessions from the LMS itself. So you will not get any mail from the day 2. Okay, as I request, if any concern related to LMS, I request please drop a mail to edl@xlr.com. Will help you there. Okay, any other question? Okay, I think I have cleared all the queries. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you for joining all these Fridays of session. So I request please be waited for the certificate. The certificate will be sent to the register mail ID if you are eligible. If you're secured above 60% of attendance, you will all get the certificate. Okay, yeah, thank you all. Thank you for joining all this 5 days of program. We'll definitely be in touch for the next upcoming STPs or FDPs. Thank you, everyone.